Hello, chat. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Today's plan is to have a bit of a code scavenger hunt. I had an idea for what I'm trying to accomplish with this, getting the average color or a normalized average color of a sprite sheet. Maybe this could be done somewhere in the code similar to where mip maps are generated. So in your import settings, you can decide how many levels of mip maps to generate, which can then be used in your code and shaders, etc. Question is that an appropriate place to put this kind of logic? So today we're going to hunt that down, find out. So Godot source code, let's go. Do I want to find this in the import logic, or do I find it by mip map? Oh. Apparently I do need to be signed in, though. Hold please. One moment. Oh. Oh yeah, the stream that I messed up. Oops. Say hello to Fishy. The Authenticator app. Which one am I using for you? Oh boy. This one maybe? Seems like a reasonable one. Hooray! We're in. See if we can just find mip map first. I guess I don't want header file. Shader parameter level of detail. That's not it. Offset. Oh. Rendering server, that may be relevant. Has mip map. Okay, let's take some notes because I'll probably need to adjust this. It's actually clean in the resource. Color here. I'll have to see how it saves that though. Texture bias. I don't even know what that means. Easier way to find this might be this for now. Re-import. None of this. Huh? How many pages do we have of this? Take a break from searching this way. Still a lot of usage. That might be it. Import doc. That's got to be it, right? It's the same thing I just pulled up. Okay, the config file is where it'll be saved. Okay. name. Saves it there. File system files, all read files. Select the files. And it has to have different handling based on file type. So how are you determining what's what? Iterating over the file. If group to reimport has that, from is equal to I plus okay. I don't know what that means, but I don't think I need to know. This is all just deciding whether or not to multi-thread, right? hurting my brain already, and we're only, what, 15 minutes in? Holy cow. I think this is what I want. I think. Keep that on the clipboard for a second. Group task is open add task. This. And it does use the same thing. Good. File, hash map. Let's importer. Parameters. Okay. Well, I'm almost positive I found the squad. What? This is a comment I would write. I can't believe importing files in Python is so convoluted when not following the golden standard for packages modules. Hard agree. Oh. Find file. Hash map. Bring name. Variant. Bring it. Empty. Create your parameter frame group file. Here we go. So grab the config file. It has parameters. Hold up. Where do you declare that? Oh, there's probably an implicit this. $28.50. Oh, never mind. And you construct it with custom option. Okay. If the custom options haven't provided a parameter, grab it from the config file. Okay. If config file has section remap, ID. All right, that's setting up parameters. If importer name is or importer name is skip, then we just look at updating file system. Otherwise, create an importer. Option. Finally perform import. Thank you for that comment. Path is git import base path. So here's the actual import. Get the resource type tool. How are you actually... I got lost. The lack of comments in some of this is... Whew. It's... Fuck. Okay. I think this is where the actual work happened. Right. Or not. Let's do. Order. Bruh, more comments in your code, please. Pretty please. For reference, if I was ever code reviewing someone who wrote like this, I would immediately be sending this back saying, comments, comments, comments. Don't know what this is. Like, what is this thing? What are you binding there, and how? Okay, so don't really get how this and this name don't match. Maybe there's something in the header file that would tell me. Nope, don't understand. I was hoping I'd understand. I do not understand. Unless, of course... Hold up. Guess I'll just ask the question. C++, what does it mean? Prefix a function. Method is probably more accurate with Purely a human readability naming convention, you guys. Help! Send help! My brain hurts. Okay, I guess this is not an override. That's fun. Nope, nope, it is. But there's no base definition of it. All right. What is this thing? Safely checks if a custom virtual method has been overridden. So executes it. Don't get it. Where does the actual importing happen? I think it has to be this. But where's the actual code that this does? Like, what is this referencing? Because there's no underscore import that I can find. I'll bet I can just dive into this stuff. Well, there's no PNG. So I wonder if JPEG handles all file formats that I care about. Part of the Godot engine. Missions hereby granted. Blah, blah. Order the turbo. Loader. Load image. That seems relevant. But that comes from a reference to an image. Oh, this is an in C#. Got it. Loader flag. Okay. Then you do a load image from buffer. But I don't understand. Where do you calculate nip maps? Like, that has to happen, right? Okay, guess this is not the place. Unless it's handled internal to the library they're pulling in. That's possible. In which case... this bit field is what matters. I'm so lost, dude. Maybe AI will be able to point me in the right direction. Where in the Godot source code, are bitmaps generated during file. Resource importer type. Thanks, AI. Press texture 2D, that's what I'm looking for. Roughness, 3D, normal. Go to the header real quick. Just to see what's actually in here. Hold on. Oh yeah, not everything has to be in the header. Which is just endless confusion for me when it comes to C++. This looks extremely relevant. This is where it says whether or not to generate bitmaps. So what does it do with that? Oh god. So we set texture import. check compressed texture. That's a function that probably does a thing. Hold up. Yeah, it's getting the whole... Getting all the options. Hold on. There's gotta be an easy way. What? 507. Good. Bitmaps. What is this? Save texture. Okay. So save texture is probably where the fun happens. It's possibly where the fun happens. Texture. Oh god. Save texture. What's also save texture. Okay. Maybe we're getting closer. Source, use channels, p_mitmap. Okay. Show me how you actually use this. Vector reference. Image, parent image. Images. Great 3D bitmaps. This is horrible, though not used very often. Well, that's good. Man, when these people write comments, they write them the way I do. Which, that could be good or bad. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Oh boy. What am I looking at? Oh, buddy. It's doing a whole bunch of get pixels. Oh no. Wow. Oh no. This is not what I wanted! Help! Alright. So then the compute shaders are not even the answer here. This does, however, beg an interesting question. Could you use a compute shader to do this step instead of how they're doing it? Possibly? Is that right? I don't know what that. Let me see if I understand this at all. While width, height, depth are greater than 1, get the map width, height, and depth. Max of 1, and what is that operator? I am not familiar. String extraction operator. Bitwise right shift operator. For manipulating binary data. What does that do to an integer? This moves the binary bits of an integer to the right by a specified number of positions. Automatically performing A to B is equivalent to dividing integer A by 2 to the power of B. Rounding down. So you couldn't just divide by 2. No. We have to divide by 2 to the power of 1. Right? I'll bet this is actually more efficient. I think what this is literally doing, if I had to guess, I think what's happening is it's taking a number like this one and then saying, all right, now it's this. I think that's probably what's happening. I think. Hold on. let me do this with actual numbers. So like 5 divided by 2. I don't know a symbol for truncate, so we're just gonna say that becomes 2, right? With 5 round down, yes. Okay, so 5 in binary is 0, 1. And 2 in binary is that. Okay. So yes, you're just shaving off the last bit. So yes, this operator is going to be more efficient than dividing by 2. Okay. Don't really get what D is. D like the number of images? D? Maybe. Where are you actually using this thing? Ew, this is the bitmap image. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna come later. And then iterate over X and Y of the image. The extract. C000. Huh? Beg pardon? Okay, don't know what this is. But I think it's time for a break. Because I've found a lot of what I want to do. Like, I've at least found the area of code where these things are happening. That's good. Yeah, break time. Timer. Alright, let's get back to these horrible boss fights. And I think I still need to fight the Desert Fang one more time. Or at least one more time. Alright, so if I remember correctly, the only time when this one can kill me is during the giant dive in second phase. So if I can learn the timing on that, it'll be good. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. No. We're fine. All right. No, come back. Come back. We're okay. We're okay. Oh, we're not okay. Whoa! What was that? I didn't even see what happened. Maybe I should try Awakening for the third phase. If I'm gonna do that, though. What was that thing? Ah. Well. That's unfortunate. Alright, that's not an option, I guess. Please stop running away. Hey, lady. Oh. Ah! This is dumb. This also means that getting the timed completion is going to be entirely down to RNG. But it's phase 2 time. Why aren't you in phase 2? Huh? Bruh. Oh. Only melee attacks, no dashing. Oh boy. There she goes. Please hit. Thank you. Oh no. We're okay. We are okay. I am gonna try awakening in the third phase. Or I could defense boost. That's an option. Awakening. Let's do it. But it's not nearly enough damage. Like, I'm clearly doing enough to... Like, I can sustain just fine. That's not the problem. The issue is just doing enough damage. Okay, so with defense boost, I can survive, maybe. I think this is just a pure RNG fight with this build. Fine, I'll grab the one thing. What did this do? Same effect to center pellets. 20% better ultimates, 2 slots. Alright. Run it. Oh, wait. My ultimate's gone, isn't it? Poop. Hold up. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Or awake. Where was the thing that regenerates awakening by running? Oh boy. Oh, it was a piece of armor. It was one of the ones I didn't like. There it is. Why did she have her buddies there already? That doesn't seem right. Emma, you can do it. I have faith. Nope, nope. Stop. I need to run in circles for a little bit. Don't mind me. No, I don't have the jumping restore. Oops. Okay. Good. Wait, who all have I beaten? I've done fire, earth. Oh yeah, firmament last phase is awful. I feel like I'm being trolled. No. Ma'am, please. Hey, there still needs work. How's it going? Yeah, I think this one's already a lost cause. Fine. Yeah, why? Apparently she just gets her buddies at the start now. Luckily, they're not much of a threat. Okay. This works. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oops. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to wrap my head around the import process for files in Godot, because I want to modify it. Okay. Record time on phase 1. The best possible time for phase 1. Can I survive this? Yes. Okay. I need more defense buffing. I'm still irked that they let me have multiple of the defense boost on Max Awakening, but they don't stack. That's still a scam to me. But we're almost there. Just a little more damage, please. Okay. Oh, I didn't. That's fine. Come on. Phase 3. Let's go. Oh, I think I buffed my defense too early. Yeah. Oh. Or we're good. Or it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong. And I can never see this fight again. Isn't it great? Storm bracers. Ooh. Weapon damage increased. Weapon attacks restore 3% of max stamina. Ooh. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's not as good as what I've got, but still, it's kind of cool. Arm blade attacks trigger a lightning explosion, stunning a single target. Poison effective arm blade attacks increased by 100%. Interesting. Alright. And for the final boss, we've got 10 seconds left on the break. Perfect. Just enough time, right? Okay. Back to searching through code that I don't really understand. All right. But what's that? Huh? Float I times float D divided by float NMD plus 1/2. Huh? Chat, help! Please translate. What does it mean? I need to know what get pixel does. It returns a color object. Okay. Oh, I guess I should. Okay, and it is literally just the X and Y index of the pixel. I was hearing about dynamic price changing, and I think they changed the price from where pick up the item to when I get to the register. I'll leave it at self-checkout. Yeah. 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 I have thoughts on dynamic pricing, and I think from a certain perspective it makes sense. Like, in the context of fast food restaurants, if you have a time period that is extremely high demand, you probably need to hire more staff for that time period. And as a result, maybe the product should cost more. Maybe. I'm not saying it should. I'm saying maybe. But for things like, I don't know, a Walmart, not a chance. Especially if you have self-checkout. If you have self-checkout as an option, then the whole idea of dynamic pricing is just nonsense to me. While it can lower prices during off-peak times, it often leads to surge pricing, which that's the only way it's ever, like, these concepts only ever work in favor of the company. So it's only ever going to increase your prices. It's only ever going to make your product worse as a consumer, as a customer. I think fast food can raise their prices during busy times, so I'm less likely to buy fast food. Precisely. And I mean, it's taking the concept of supply and demand and trying to apply it on a minute-by-minute basis, which in concept, I think is, like, or in principle, I think is probably okay. But then the question becomes, are they using it in a responsible way, or are they using it just to manipulate you into paying more money? If they're using it in a responsible way that's actually based on the market and the demand and having the proper price based on your staffing at the time, makes sense. But I don't trust these companies to do that. I trust them to do whatever they can in using these tactics to just make more money. This is like a big problem I have when consulting with various companies. This same sort of principle plays out in the testing world, particularly with automation. So career-wise, outside of game dev, I specialize in automated testing. And so many employers hear that and go, oh, this means I can fire all my testers. No, that's not how that works. Automated testing provides a different service, a different scope than what a typical manual tester can provide. Could you maybe reduce your workforce in terms of manual testers by a percentage? Sure. I think in the most optimized setting, the most you're going to reduce is by 20%, maybe 30%. And of course, employers and companies that I would consult with, they don't like to hear that. They want to hear, oh no, we're going to replace all of your employees with automation and you'll make just tons and tons of more money. No, I can guide you in creating a better product. I can guide you in having a much higher quality standard than your competition. I'm not going to be able to guide you into having that higher quality standard while also having 1/10 of your current employees. I can't do that. And spoiler alert, no one can do that. And anyone who promises you they can, you are going to never hear from them again after they get their paycheck. That's actually a big problem in getting consistent work in test consulting, is you've got so many consultants out there that are just out to make a quick buck. And so employers and companies become very, very skeptical of working with a consultant. And I say employers because I'm typically interacting with like a manager, and a large part of the conversation is around staffing. And simple fact is, as long as the goal is short-term gains, which incentives or bonus-based incentives often prioritize short-term gains. And so their goal is, let's reduce costs as quick as possible because then I get more money at the end of the year. Well, maybe that's not the best way to determine bonuses within a company. Maybe you should focus on long-term growth. You know, so your company can continue to exist 10 years from now. But... oh. Hey, Stillingsburg, if you're still around, have you seen any of the stuff that people are reporting on about how Disney World has changed its business model? Have you seen any of this? I was reading up on it and like watching some videos that people put together on it recently, and it's wild what shift has happened in the past decade. Oh, I think I lost her. Oh, I need to get to work anyway. I'll put a note to go back to that topic later, because I don't want to mention that and then not talk about it at all. All right. So... here is where I think I want the code to go. Right around where we're doing nip maps. But one thing I really don't understand is what this is. Like, key images clearly has an expected structure that's not communicated in the name. Oh wait, this is just layered. Hold on. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Load up, because that's going to be yeah, no, that's for 3D application. Hold on. Ew, I've been looking at the wrong file. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Excuse me? Save to compressed texture format. That sounds relevant. Okay, so iterate over bitmap count. Oh, we're doing that in all these cases. Like saving happens here. What file type is this, though? If we have bitmaps, force PO2 per Oh, image does. So, no. Octane. Okay, so first place to do this is in image. Compose. Dum dum go. That's probably going to be in 4, right? Yeah. For IO image. If I ever if I ever plan on sharing this, I'm gonna have to update all of these. Well, I guess that kind of counts as me, sort of, kind of. Let me double check that. Where does it actually save the bitmaps? Ew. Gross. Gross. That's not how you iterate. I mean, generate CO2 bitmap doesn't return anything, so where is it saving it? Guess it's from this? Doing something? Eh? Yes. Also a question. What is component? Also, their naming in here is not helping me. DST, RUP. Component source. Accessing at 2i. All right. I don't understand. I don't think these are... Yeah, none of these are being passed as reference. Reinterpret cast float. The naming is killing me. Like, I don't know what any of this means because the names just do not communicate anything. Like, WP element previous offset? I don't know. WP is data.ptrw, which again is just awful, awful naming. Where did data come from? Help! I'm so lost, guys. Sorry, I'm trying here. I'm really trying. So, for reference, this is exactly why in my code you'll see me use the self-identifier all over the place where it's unnecessary. Because I want you to know at a glance when reading my code, oh, this is a member of the current class. I don't want you to have to figure that out. Especially if you're going to have functions that have this many parameters. I mean, I know that's only 4, but still. Or, how many parameters does this one have? 1, 2, okay, it's 4. But you've also got the typing for each of those. It looks like. Oh no, for more than that. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what is this? This is not specifying types. This is something else. But some of it is specifying type. I don't know. This syntax looks weird to me. Any. So, the easiest way to accomplish what I want to do is going to be in the image code here, having a function for just calculate the average color. However, that's going to be trash performance because then every time I want to generate a collision, it's going to run this twice. And I don't want to have to iterate over every pixel of an image for any collision that occurs. Like, this needs to be saved. I'm not getting how this is saving. I don't see anything being passed as a reference. Unless it's this? Maybe? This? Well, nothing's being written back to it, so that's not it. Oh, PO2, power of 2. You know, if you just put a W here, this would have been more readable, at least for me. Chat, what do I do? Maybe this can help me. Generates bitmaps for the image. Text are pre-calculated lower resolution copies of the image. So automatically use it scaled down in render. Also check if the image has bitmaps by calling has bitmaps or get bitmap. I guess if I look at where the bitmap count comes from, maybe I can find it. Initialized data sounds relevant. Maybe. For when I said in earlier, I was thinking outs. Out parameters in C#. My bad. Technically, you can still compress up to 1 pixel no matter the format, so this format and pixel size. Yeah, but you'd never want to actually compress beyond that. Block size. If what is the break? If bitmaps greater than or equal to 0 and mn is equal to there is that what do you mean? What is pmitmap? What? 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 What do you mean? -1. So Unit maps is -1. What does that mean? What does that do here? Current map index in the loop is MM. Key bitmaps is the target index. Function bitmap 0 represents the first bitmap instead of the original texture. Super. What does -1 mean? So that's no. If width is equal to the minimum width, and height is equal to minimum height, great. That makes sense. Bro, this code is literally making me nauseous. This is awful. That's always going to be false. So for calculating the number of bitmaps, this is the only thing that I actually run. If we reach the minimums, great. Else, downshift. So you just do power of 2 down until you're a 1x1, and that tells you the size. And I guess this is result bitmaps? Maybe. Yes? Sure. Why not? Fantastic. Okay, so this is where I want to do calculation. Where do I put it? So this doesn't really save much locally. or like within this class does it? Where are the gets? That's a semi-reasonable place for it. So get size. Okay, it's at least happy now. Show me your constructor. Huh? Beg pardon. Huh? I just want to know what the defaults are. You think that means the default's 0? That would make sense to me. Okay. Sure. Okay, you don't like that. Innate function not viable. No known version. Color. That legal? No. That seems weird that there's no conversion from color to vector 4, because color is just a vector 4. Oh, you did hear me about Disney World, but not able to type. Gotcha. Okay. So, they have apparently decided that, first off, Disney World is not for the poors. Second, Disney World is not for kids anymore. So, let's see if I can find any sources for this. Disney World stakeholder meeting. Season pass unfavorable. Changes. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Disney shareholders vote against proposal to investigate. Yeah, I'm not looking for their disability stuff, but so short version is there's a series of shareholder meetings where the CEO was saying that people coming to the parks and not staying at the resorts and spending, $1,000 plus per day, that's unfavorable. We don't want those kinds of guests. We only want people who are spending, minimum $10,000 per trip to Disney World. Which, one, that blows my mind that you'd be that short-sighted on this. But, so, there's that whole thing. And they're trying to push the people that go to spend more and more and more and more. How are they doing this? Well, Disney World, no wait, 13. Let me see if this is even listed anymore. Let's see. So the Disney After Hours, for anyone who didn't go to Disney World back in the day, used to be at places like Magic Kingdom and Epcot, etc. If you were in the park at, quote, closing time, you were allowed to just stay for the rest of the evening. Like, there were various events that would go on after hours, and you were just allowed to stay. But no. Now you will be escorted out. Because we can't let you have that for free. Oh, no. If you want that, you need to stay at the resorts, which is going to cost you roughly an extra $1,000 a night. So, in order to see, like, the Magic Kingdom fireworks display, my understanding is you now need to spend $1,000 a night for that fireworks display. But that's fun. Disney is losing money and are desperate. I'll get to that. I will get to that. So then there's the concept of no wait attractions or entertainment. So things like in the Magic Kingdom, there was apparently this interactive aspect where you were given some cards that would then interact with set pieces around the park. You were not waiting in line. This was you just having fun with the set pieces in the park. Nobody's waiting on anything. And this is a great way to keep people entertained in between rides and also reduce the load on your rides because people are going out doing stuff with the stupid cards and not clogging up your ride lines. They've done away with that. And again, this is secondhand, so like go to the various channels that you can find online that have been really doing this, reporting on this. They've done an amazing job. Let me see if I can find them real quick. YouTube. Why are the parks always crowded? There was a video I found. Was this it? This is about the right length of video. Let's see if this is the one. Put up in a section. Maybe. Yes, this is the video I saw. So check out eTicket Films if you want like a full breakdown of this, because they did a ridiculously amazing job. Yes, this is the video. And I'm just giving you some highlights that I think are important to know. But amazing work breaking down, like pulling in sources from the entire internet. Very, very good work. So highly, highly recommend checking this video out. So doing away with the no wait attractions. And then I had studied Disney World's business model years and years and years ago, and there is a concept that's talked about in like the documentaries on the park and why it was so good and so successful. And there's an attraction type that's called a people eater, which sounds weird, yes, but what is it? It's an attraction that seats a large number of people and occupies them for a large span of time. So it's not just, can you have a bunch of people ride this ride per hour? It's what percentage of that hour is each individual guest being entertained rather than waiting in a line. Is people eaters even a thing that they're gonna show? Oh no, of course it's just showing me food. Fine, this is a good enough visual for it, whatever. And it's actually quite fitting for where I'm gonna go with this. So big attractions, seat a bunch of people for a long period of time, keeping you entertained, keeping you out of lines, and keeping you cool. These are all important things for keeping guests happy and not bored. And so if your goal is for your guests to have a good experience, this is probably the most important type of attraction in your park. Because while providing all of that in the moment, it also is shortening the lines for your, what are, I think they're called churn and burn, whatever. Anyway, attractions that you wait in line for a good chunk of time and then the attraction's over after like a 3 to 5 minute experience. So you might wait in line for 90% of your time for trying to experience that attraction. Well, that wait time gets extended if everyone's in lines because there are no people eaters taking the crowds away. Okay, so we've gotten rid of the no wait stuff. We've gotten rid of people eaters. And please go to here for the details on how they've phased all of that. So, what's happening to the guests? Well, wait times have doubled, quadrupled, etc. for every single ride. You've got you only have short-lived attractions. So how are people coping with a visit to Disney World where you're just standing in the hot sun all day? How do people cope? My theory is this is pushing people to buy the food, because rides do not have big profit margins. Rides at a theme park, you make almost nothing. However, the markup on food is massive. So I suspect what they actually want is for people to get bored while waiting on rides, so that they spend more time eating and spending money on overpriced food. I think that's what's happening. And one aspect of this that I was baffled by is Disney World now allows alcohol everywhere and promotes it. Bars. There we go. So I think it's now literally every park has at least 2 bars. I'm pretty sure. And I don't mean like these are restaurants that are themed to look like a bar. No. These are places to get alcohol and nothing else. They may have basic bar food, but these are not tied in with the typical restaurant going attractions there. So, oh, and this guy was pointing out that the stands at all the different places also have alcohol. So like where you have a stand that sells like ices, you know, typical snack in the summer for cooling off. Oh, you can also just get a rum and coke there. Oh, so this is a park for kids, is it? Nope. We don't cater to kids anymore. Nope. There's also just to really hammer home how much they don't want kids at this place. East Floridian. So, until fairly recently, the Grand Floridian, which was one of the big resort hotels, for Christmas would have a giant gingerbread house display. And this was one of the big attractions for staying at this hotel around Christmas time. Well, they decided that wasn't making enough profit, so it's been replaced with a bar. There you go. So, Disney now has a park that is filled with movie characters that are ostensibly made for children. And the park is catering almost exclusively to adults that have a lot of disposable income. Meanwhile, they're still producing movies that, by and large, like if we're talking just percentage of movies, movies produced by Disney in 2025. Let's see, we've got Elio. That's, if I recall correctly, yes, that is Children's focused. Zootopia 2, again, children's focused. Snow White, children's focused. Lilo and Stitch, children's focused. Freakier Friday, that's probably more young adult. The 3 Marvels are going to be all ages. I didn't know about Tron Ares. I guess that did happen, didn't it? But this is now getting into different studios. This is not like Disney proper. And the same thing for Marvel Studios. But like Walt Disney Studios. And I guess some of this stuff does show up in the parks now. But their children-focused stuff, this is, wow. Hey, live viewing, I'm learning this right now. I didn't realize that so much of their movie production has moved away from children as well. Bro, that's not good. That's really not good. Bro, let's get to 2025. There we go. Is Odessa. Apocalyptic musical drama film. Yeah, that's not a kid's thing. So let's do just a sliding scale of, okay, so we've got 1, 2. So I'm gonna do negative numbers is children, positive numbers is adult focus. 1. Family road comedy film directed by Marvin Lee. Reboot of Oh, hold on. This is also throwing in the Disney Plus stuff. Oh, this is ruining my statistics. I'll just go vaguely at a glance. 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movies. So, of their movies, 10 more adult focused than children focused from Disney. So, well, I guess their entire business model is shifted that way. Anyway, point being, parks are not for the kids anymore. It's for adults that want to ride rides and drink alcohol. And this really goes to explain why there's been so many massive brawls that have happened in the parks in the past few years. Well, of course, you've got a bunch of tourists from all over the country that you've made wait in increasingly long lines, and you have given all of them alcohol. This is such an obvious recipe for disaster. It baffles me. But here's where it baffles me a step further. So back in the day when I studied the Disney World business model, there was essentially a playbook put together by a combination of Walt Disney and the various CEOs that had maintained things. And the understanding was Disney World, the attraction, was not there to turn a profit. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is to create a borderline mystical land, like a fairy tale land that is perfection. It is an escape from reality that you physically walk to. And the goal was for every guest to have a unique magical experience. And it needs to be that perpetually while the visit is happening. I mean, the technology that was invented to make the parks work is astounding. Like, you go to Animal Kingdom, and the technology that went into the climate control for the various animals, the technology that went into hiding the enclosure so it looks like, at a glance, you don't notice that all the animals are in enclosures. It looks like you're just out in the open. It's amazing what they did for these parks. And the understanding was, these are not going to turn a big profit. Goal is, this is the thing that keeps people seeing Disney as a net good and a magical experience for them and their kids. So, even if movies are not doing well, let's say the writing goes bad, because that would never happen. At the very least, what's happening in the parks is you have that core experience, that magical vacation with your family that was affordable, not breaking the bank, right? This is something that even back in the day, families would save multiple years in order to be able to go. And the company understood that's what was happening, so they need to make it an exceptional experience. So even if the movies are bad, you're still getting that reinforcement of going to the park and going, oh, wow, this was so much fun at the park. We had such a great time. Remember that thing we saw? Oh, a movie's coming out for that. We should go see it. It's your buffer. It's trying to put a floor on your movie performance. So even in the worst case scenario of your movies, you still have a baseline of a certain number of people that'll go just because they had a great experience at the park. It's genius. And then modern CEOs said, no, the park needs to be making a profit too. All right, so you're doing everything you can to turn a profit with the movies, to the detriment of the quality of the movies. You're doing everything you can to turn a profit with the parks, to the detriment of the experience at the parks. So what exactly do you have going for yourself, Disney, across any of your business that is building goodwill with people? Like, what is convincing people that you're not an awful company? Because right now, I see nothing. Also, you had the market cornered on children's entertainment and decided that that wasn't enough money, so we're going to target adults because adults have more money. All right. And what do you know? You have tons of competition in that space. So you can't just also get the entire market of adults. It's wild to me that they had a playbook that worked for when did Disney first come to be? Because I think we might be, I don't want to say. When was Disney first founded? Yeah, so we've passed 100 years. So a playbook that worked for almost 100 years almost without fail. And you decided, oh, we got to change that. We got to change that playbook. Yeah, it always baffles me when companies who are massively successful decide to get more greedy. Like, you were printing money with your business model and you decided that that wasn't good enough. And these big companies just keep destroying themselves this way. And I think it's really sad because Disney could have been, or was, and could continue to be a cultural icon. Like, and I would argue for a long time, Disney acted as a moral pillar of American society. And I don't, like, that may seem weird to say about an entertainment company, but it's true. Disney movies were informing the morality of a lot of people as they grew up. I mean, think back to the movies you saw as a kid and how those have shaped who you are and how you view the world and what you think of as right and wrong. I'll bet more of it comes from Disney movies than you would have thought, without, taking the time to look back on it. And Disney has just sort of abandoned that. I don't want to say duty because I don't think they have to do it, but Disney was something very important to society, and they have abandoned that aspect of themselves. I think Disney is dead now. I'm trying to figure out how they are still producing movies. Because, the only thing I can figure is that it is strictly international markets. That's the only thing that makes sense, is that international markets are propping this up. And, they're getting by. But, let's just look. Disney profits year-over-year. Revenue is not super relevant. Yeah, revenue isn't relevant without knowing their costs. And part of the problem here is they hide their spending in very creative ways. Gross profit. Yeah, where is this money coming from for them to be making these kinds of profits? Because it doesn't appear to be coming from most of their movies. Let's look. Leo worldwide. So here, the LEO film, assuming these numbers are accurate, which I don't know that I trust, but Box Office Mojo, this is the best I'm probably going to get on these numbers. That movie, 150 million. Alright. Let's see, what's another one? Avatar Ash and Fire is... I don't understand how those keep getting made. Or Fire and Ash. Utopia 2, that's one of their bigger ones. Okay, so assuming that's accurate, their money is coming from just a handful of like a couple properties each year. Well, hold on, that's the gross. That doesn't take into account the cost. Do we even know the budget? 150 million? That's a lie. I do not believe that for a second. Cost isn't at least 250 million for production and marketing. Well, yes, marketing is almost always at least as much as your production budget. I'm curious, what's this? Iger had no faith in sequels, hence doing Moana 2 out of a retrofitted TV show and putting off a Zootopia sequel so long. Ironically, I think it worked in Zootopia's advantage. I mean, alright, random person. Iger certainly does not have a problem with sequels, considering that's all we get. There are no new properties. What was the last truly new thing Disney created? Like, you got Toy Story 5. Can we get something? Ask for dedicated villains themed land. So this is another mistake, I think. I think it is a massive, massive mistake to promote valuing and idolizing the villain. I think that's a big, big mistake. Why is Disney so reluctant to trying to build any new IP? Let's just look at the list of movies again then. Like, 2025, is there anything new for kids? No. Oh, Elio maybe? Elio new? I think Elio's. Okay, so one new thing in 2025. Did we have anything in 2024? I don't think this one's for kids. I could be wrong. Moana 2. Elton John, nope. Pain. Oh. Link is American documentary film directed by follows Canadian family who journey around the world prior to their children losing their vision for a rare genetic disorder. Yep, that is not a kids movie. Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine. And even among these, it's all sequels. Like they have apparently they have a couple small new things. Oh, but this is also only distribution rights. This is not them actually producing it. Never mind. Cool sequel. This is a new thing. Co-production with Element Pictures, so Disney handed over a little bit of money and that was it. This isn't a Disney property. Inside Out 2. Young Woman and the Sea. Biographical sports drama. Oh. For reference, when you're looking at a list like this, any biographical things you should almost not consider because the budget requirements for documentary flicks is so minuscule that it's a rounding error for Disney's budget. They do not care. Planet of the Apes. Yeah, and anything Disney Plus I'm kind of ignoring. Because those are not the things that they're pushing. Greatest Hits. Fantasy film. Co-distribute. Oh. Never mind. Also not a Disney film. The First Omen. Well, that's definitely yeah, prequel to The Omen, so not new. All the Strangers. Co-produced with Blueprint Pictures. Yeah, nope. I think I should just skip over anything that's Searchlight Pictures. Oh, we're back to 2023 already. Wish was new. It was trash, but it was new. So, seems like for children's stuff, you're getting a new property every... or testing out a new property every 2 years. But of course, their writing skill is so minimal at this point that I don't see any of it ever picking up. Well, I shouldn't say that, because there is the factor of this is also having the effect of, generally speaking, dumbing down audiences. And so people are becoming more accepting of trash. And it's real sad. Can colors go over 1 in each cheek? Let's just try it. Yeah, I think it'd be faster just try it. So, how do I want to do this? First, I want to normalize. So get the source color there. Then I want to normalize RGB. Oh. Oh. Constructor does not initialize these fields. Right. I'm gonna trust that it does work. Okay. I want that. Good. Then let's combine these two lines. We can point out left operand of comma operator has no effect. Nope. All right. How? Um, oh, wait. I don't want the base 8 version. I just want RGB. Ah, that's what I want. Okay. Maybe everyone will take their kids to Universal. Unfortunately, Universal is implementing a lot of the same stuff as Disney. I agree that the current version of Universal is better than the current version of Disney. But I worry that the entertainment that's available to kids is just going down the drain real fast. And you know, it's overplayed and it's cringe, but the children are our future, and we are doing everything in our power to make it a dim one. That how I want to do that. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe Nintendo Land in Japan is a good attraction for kids. Sure. If you can schedule a trip to Japan. That's not in my budget, but I mean, good for you if you can. For those who don't know, there is a Nintendo Land in one of the Universal parks now. Super Nintendo World. One of the themed areas at Universal Studios. Yep. I think the biggest problem just with all of the theme parks right now, though, is how they're making sure to overbook, essentially. They're making sure the parks are always packed, so that you really can't have the old school vacation experience. It just doesn't exist anymore. Like, I remember going to Disney World as a kid, and like, even my parents were more relaxed there. But since there's such a goal on just making money, those experiences just aren't going to be happening anymore. I think it's a big loss. But what you gonna do? All right, I think let's just test it. First, let's see what I did wrong, because there's gonna be something I did wrong. It causes this to crash. Let me double check something. What type is the texture in here? Texture 2D. I'm pretty sure that it's actually a compressed texture 2D though. Pretty sure. That's fine. I should be able to save this on the texture 2D. Oh, we're doing the long compile stuff. Alright. Oh. Alright, Firmament. Here we go. Final super boss of the game. I am not confident that I'm pulling this one off, though. Alright. Phase 1, done. The easiest part of this. Phase 2, done. The second easiest part of this. Now the part that I have no idea how to do. Okay, step 1 of the awful section done. Got it. Step 2 of the awful section. Done! Now the part that I have zero clue how I'm going to manage. Or, you know, I'm just going to go pro on my first attempt. And there's going to be no problems. And game over. I have no idea how I managed that. Collect all weapons. Sweet! Weapon attacks restore health equal to 5% of damage dealt. Ooh. Cancer trigger poison. Nice, nice. Arm blade attacks trigger a poison explosion, dealing damage to a single target. Poison effect of arm blade attacks increased by 100%. Very cool. And poison pellet effect. Sweet. And we're done. I am not doing more of this game. It was very, very fun, but there is just no way I'm going to try to 100% this thing. Let's see, is there anything else that's worth our time here? I don't want to go through collecting every chest and every Stella. Oh, we can try to get the last armor piece. I forgot about that. How's that compiler doing? Oh, you're still taking your time, huh? Okie dokie. Maybe that's what I need to be working on. Talking about good content for kids. Maybe that's what I need to refocus my life on. It's like working toward building a company that produces educational and moral entertainment for children. Maybe that's what I should do. Like, I've pointed out there's a big problem here, but I'm not personally doing anything to fix it other than, you know, talk to you guys about it. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Something to think about. Alright, time to spin on this fool. Well, yeah, that compiling is really hurting the frame rate. Ooh, that frame rate! Ooh, boy! I can't do anything right now. Oh, this is bad. Oh, man! Guys! The frames! Are we okay? Are we okay? Give me the item so I don't have to do that again, please. Yes! It's over. Hey, compiler. You about done? No. I've been stretching this out, trying to keep you guys preoccupied while this compiles, and oh boy! I'm running out of stuff. Oh, I forgot to put that. Well, recompiling always takes a fraction of the time on this thing. That's supposed to say return result. Oh, I also didn't bind it, so I couldn't use it anyway. Oops! What did I put? Maybe store it there. Maybe. You know, maybe we just call it here. Because I'm not going to get much done after this anyway, since I need to end stream pretty soon. Game, load faster. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna abort this. I'll get it running after stream. That's what we'll do. Let's see this last piece of armor we're gonna get. King's Roar. Yep. More increases max health. But there is just no competing with this. I'm curious to know though, what have I missed as far as armor and whatnot? I guess first question. Wow! I missed so many achievements! Accumulate 100 shield generations from those. Gross. Yeah, I glanced at these before stream, but some of these achievements are silly, like defeat 100 salamanders. Or we could not. Defeat 100 monbears. Or not. Yeah, they're asking a bit much. But super fun game. Very, very happy with it. All maps. That's not the same game. All weapons helmets? That's not helping me. What is AI trying to tell me here? Like, you just asked about masks in general. Oh, okay. I don't think that's what I was asking for, but all right. Well, I guess I'm not finding that online. Oh well. I did look up off stream, and I know there is some special item, some armor set you get for completing the Stella. No clue what it does though. I'm assuming something awesome, but no idea. And sorry guys, but this is ostensibly a dev stream, so we're focused on that, not on 100%ing games. This place is so pretty. Also, I think I recognize some of these assets. Hold on. I think I might recognize some of this terrain. Oh, hey, you guys are here. Fancy that. Where's the fourth one? Hold on. So you were Earthland. You were Fireland. You were Windland. Who was Waterland? I seem to have forgotten. Oh, maybe there wasn't one. Because that was all about the poison pompons. Unless they're in here. Yeah, maybe there wasn't a core person for the Land of Water. Oh. So we can just fight the boss again? Cool. Hello. Let's wreck this fool. Oh, it's so silly. I mean, I love it, but that's so silly. Fight one, done. No, get back here. He didn't even get to stomp in his second health bar. So sad. Oh, there goes the third health bar. Man. This boss is not ready for you having all of the possible equipment. Oh, man. Poor guy. He tried so hard. And now the only thing that's protecting him is the fact that I can't hit him. There we go. And we're done. Poor guy. Oh no, he ran away! Garbage. You're not allowed to run away. That's why I have ultimates. Goodbye, fool. Goodbye. Kid, you're holding that axe backwards. Best part is, now that I've done stuff with 3D modeling, I know exactly how the axe was placed backwards. And, oh, poor devs, I feel you. Like, I'm willing to bet that it was placed correctly, but then they did a slight rotation in, like, the scene rather than on the model, and it flipped it. Kind of like how you see my models jitter when I do very slight movements. it has to do with how different rotations can produce this, different sets of rotation can produce the same outcome mathematically, but the moment you get to floating point precision, which is what all this is based on, you end up with some crazy nonsense happening. Anyway, it was fun. Super duper high quality, particularly for the size of the studio and for the absolutely for the price. Anywho, I will get this compiling off stream, and recompiling tomorrow will not be a problem. Since the first compile takes like, sometimes it takes like 40 minutes, but everyone after that happens in like, I don't know, 30 seconds. It's weird. Anywho, that I'm gonna have to leave for tomorrow. So, everyone, thank you all so much for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give the video a share. Maybe you know someone that wants to learn game dev along with us. And as always, an extra special thank you to my supporters on Ko-fi. You all so much. Above all, guys, hope y'all have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.